I've been around for ages. So the thing is, I've seen all the trends of like everything going up, but I've always seen the trends going down. I think the one thing right now is if you push yourself as a content creator, streamer, and you push yourself as a good player,
Mm-hmm.
sooner or later you're going to go down,
Mm-hmm.
because the easiest way really to actually get a growth is how good of a player you are. You'll get so much of a rise because like how
Mm-hmm.
good you are. But the thing is, it's just like after a while, someone else is going to be better than you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do? What are
Mm-hmm.
you going to do when someone else is better than you?
Mm-hmm.
So when that happens, what I mean, they're rising, you're decreasing because they're just like, nah, I'm going to watch this other guy because he's way more better than you.
Yeah, and
You know,
there's always somebody better than you.
hmm But then with entertaining, I mean, there's way more opportunities. There's way more different twists of you to have the entertaining. Because that's the saying. You want to become a good player, well, you have to play good. That's it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? What else? You can't add different varieties from it all. But being like an entertainer, there's so many different ways of doing it.
Leon, welcome. And chat again,
Thank you for having
welcome,
me.
guys. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. I tell you what, I look damn good in that Taj, don't I?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, but I mean, everyone who ever watched your stream knows you can pull it off whenever you want to. So this
hmm
is not just something put together at the best shot. This is something we can see on regular basis on your stream. So this is really nice. Also, just quick before I ask the first question to you, guys, if you have any questions tonight, again, a reminder, please just shoot in the chat. Just let us know what you're thinking, what are your thoughts, what you like to know from me on, what you like to know in general. Just shoot a question in the chat, and we will get to that. I hope you're all doing great today. Yeah, just enjoy the night with us. Neon, maybe can you give us a quick picture of you as a person? Can we start with that? Like maybe something like, yeah, how old are you? When did gaming think you in your life? What's your first memory?
Um, well, I'm Neon, aka Tom. Yay. 24 years old, and I like gaming pretty much. And just living life pretty much, honestly. One step at a time. That's what I say.
Well, when did you? What was the first game you started playing? Like
Pardon?
what was the first game you played in your life? When you
Oh,
started?
first game. Christ. We're talking about like the Nintendo 64 right there. Um, oh god. Like games like Crash Bandicoot. They were the jam. I honestly can't even remember half of them. There's one of them like a dragon, you can fly around. Hercules game, stuff like that. That's why I played like back then. But really getting into gaming was the PS1, Medal of Honor. Ooh, that was like my first main FPS game.
That's very interesting. I just have to dig in here, right? Lady Scrappy just jumped into it with a wave of 21 viewers. Thank you so much, Scrappy. Welcome,
Thank you,
guys.
thank you.
Welcome to our stream. I just repeat myself quick so you know what's going on here. We have me on TWA tonight here, and we talking about YouTube content creation, marketing, thumbnails, and his story. Thank you so much, Scrappy. Back to you, Leon. Um, like when did you start playing Battlefield? And yeah, let's start with that. What was the first Battlefield you started with?
I've been around for a minute. Honestly, like my main one I got hooked the most with is Bad Company 2. But I was doing like the switch between Call of Duty and Flag. Call of Duty was still having like my bread right then. Like that's where I was all at. But I always had that one crave because I was so heavy into the montage scene. So Battlefield's more the relaxed thing for me more than anything. Call of Duty was that focus for like montages and all that. But once like, COD went a bit crap, then I moved on to Battlefield. So that's how that's my journey really, like how I really got into Battlefield. But yeah.
What year are we talking about? have to remember like what was
2016, I believe, was one Battlefield 1 come out. But
2016.
obviously, but obviously I've been playing like way before then, stuff like obviously I remember getting Bad Company when it came out and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I was a little toddler back then.
Mhm.
I don't even
Really?
know. I think it was like 12, 13, something like that when Bad Company 2 came out.
Mhm. Yeah, that's super early compared to me. Like when I started gaming like this, going to the 30s. When did you start being a content creator then?
I've been a content creator for a while, like a really, really long time. I made this, my channel I have now is like from 2013, but I have one from like 2011. The reason I switched from that channel was just, I think it's like back then, like botting, like sub botting, I think it was like crazy back then. So like my channel got botted and I hated that. So I was like, nope, I want a new one. So I made a new one. But I've been streaming since actually since I made this channel. So since 2013 is when I've been streaming. And yeah, I just got heavy into it. I just love doing it and all that. It's really weird because I actually started on Twitch at the start, and then I
Mhm.
realized how YouTube was. So yeah, it's almost like 7 years of YouTube. But I just been doing it consistently, like ridiculously. I don't know. I think like just starting off streaming, you kind of start off like steady, but I didn't. I just started off like instant. Just started doing like 6 days a week, nonstop, and I've just been doing that since.
And that's really important, right? I mean, consistency is key.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And what was it like? Did you know? Why did you switch from Twitch to YouTube? Next question. What made you switch?
The reason why is because like you have to be in the shoes to understand it. Really, it's hard to explain it more than anything, but trying to create content and streaming is one of the most difficult things in the world. And I take pride in my content, so I hate just dropping and dragging a video or something like that.
Mhm.
I'm like like, you know what I mean, give me a couple of days, I want to work on it. And like I've always said it to my chat and I think as well, like the amount of times I stream is the same amount I put into content. So every time I come to here, my setup and all that, I get here about like 6 in the morning, start streaming at 8 o'clock. Then by the time I finish at like 1 o'clock, I'm like editing straight after until like 6. So it's basically like 12 hours every day
Okay,
editing, streaming.
that's a lot of work. Sorry, Cylon, you're absolutely right. I completely forgot to pull my mic to my mouth. Is it better now? Can you hear me better now, guys? Just give me
Oh,
a
I
quick
can hear you
feedback.
perfect now. Yeah.
Yeah,
I had a feeling there was something there, but I just didn't really want to say something.
damn, amateurs. Amateurs, only amateurs here. The most important thing is always the audio, right? As a content creator, and if you mess the audio up, you can't use nothing. So my bad, guys. Thank you for reminding me, Simon. Thank you very much. Back to content creation. Why was there any streamer content creator you looked up to at that when you started? And which
Christ.
ones?
I through Call of Duty, I barely know any streamers because, like, by the time I done the switch to Battlefield, that's when streaming was slowly getting into its prime. That's when like more people was focusing on going into streaming because that's the thing. Like being a creator, and I think like even how small you can be, trying to do YouTube, you can't make a career or anything like that from it. But actually streaming, there's a way more high chance you actually can make a living from it. Like if you actually do it right, you can be like 10K, you can class as a job. So so obviously, yeah, when I was in Call of Duty, I really didn't know that many people streamed. Obviously, the only one person I really know the most, well, not many people actually know about it, is actually FaZe Scope. I was in the same team with him, like back in like what 2014, 2015. So obviously, you know, I mean, like by the time we was like playing nothing like that, obviously he slowly merged into streaming. So then I kind of like got the, you know, he got into the grabs of it all and stuff. And obviously I was doing my own thing as well. So yeah, that's really like one of the first main people I noticed who's streaming. And then obviously by the time I like disconnected through Battlefield, and I think he just went way up, you know, just went way up, you know, and obviously now he's not a FaZe, nothing like that, you know, it's pretty nuts. Obviously I watched like people like Brunken. I think that was a really cool moment actually, because that was like the first person actually like I watched for like years and stuff, like even like through Battlefield 4 and all that, because I watched him through this cycle through Battlefield 4, his videos, his streams, and then into Battlefield 1, and then when it came to Battlefield 5, I've classed him like a friend now. So yeah,
That's
I think it's
cool.
people like that.
Well, what do you admire the most about their content creation? Like, what do you think they do really good?
I think it's just the like when you do all this for so long, you see the small little things of like how people work in the content, and that's what I like the most and all that. And some people won't notice that, but like myself, I will notice that, like the small little details of like how they create the content. So it's just the pride more than
Give
anything I like.
give me an example so people understand
Example.
your example about details. I think that's really important because I'm the
Well,
same, but I think understanding where the details are lying is really important.
Well, I'll talk about two things. I'll talk about video and audio. So small little details. So like video, we're talking about like transitions. So example, if you had a clip where you got like an insane streak or something like that, and you hit the water, then
Mhm.
you need to find that next footage where you're coming out of the water and getting that
Yes.
next footage.
Great
So then
example.
so when you do that, it's just such a perfect transition. And it almost feels like that transition wasn't even a transition. It was like the same clip, but it went into a
Mhm.
different map. And
Mhm.
with audio, what I always do is when you're doing like a kind of like you're talking like an intro or something like that, with your audio, you want to make sure your audio is actually kind of talking a couple more frames ahead of time before the actual next cycle of your video clip goes along. So when
Mhm.
you do that, when you're chopping your footage, it just keeps feeding like different cycles all the time. But if you put your audio ahead of time, so by the time it could be like 5 frames.
Mhm.
So when your 5 frames is transition into the next scene of
Mhm.
yourself just talking, but your audience just started talking ahead of time, then it really, like when you watch it, it sounds like it's just a whole cycle. That makes
Yes.
sense. So it's more of just like the content you're making. I think you want to make sure it's consistently. You
Mhm.
don't want to feel like it's just next clip. You want to
Mhm.
have that smooth transition to make it feel like the same thing, because
Mhm.
when you're watching content and all that, and you see how people produce it, and you're watching it, if it switches to the next clip, that small second of them transitioning to the next clip can just kind of make you switch off. That makes sense. So you got
Mhm.
to understand the audience mindset. So if you keep transitioning it, they're glued from that first clip, but you just smooth that transition just into the next clip. So their mindset hasn't even thought about clicking off, because they're still watching that first clip, but they're technically on the second clip. And that's how, like, when you're watching like someone talking, I think as well, when you sort the audio out, it makes it feel like a normal smooth cycle, like how we're talking now. But if I
Mhm.
was just talking and I was keep cutting everything, it would just sound odd and different. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
smooth,
Your
keeping it
your wife
smooth
is
and
helping you.
consistent.
Your wife is helping you.
It flows. Yeah, damn straight. See, she knows me too well. That's why.
Yeah, Blaze does as well. I think Neon makes like those clips when the person gets inside smoke and appears on in another scene. That's super cool to watch. Yes,
Hmm.
it's definitely about flow. Hey Mitch, how you doing, man? Um, yeah, let's get back a little bit to your story. You, or maybe I think actually time-wise we need to stay there, right? Um, like when did the Ascent story begin for you? When did you get in touch with them? Like when it I don't know the time frame really. Like when did you get into like Battlefield team? I don't know which happens first, you know? So maybe give us a little bit of a story about that.
Well, I joined Ascend in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Ascend was called Nova back in the day, and that channel was actually run by Daz now. So that
Mm-hmm.
saw Daz, he was one of the former leaders of Ascend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but basically, obviously, I kind of knew like Nova and all that, and he was like a very big, heavy montage scene. And then there's another one called I think it's called Teak Uncut or something like that, and that was run by another leader of Ascend now, who's called Eddie, and he's pretty much the main one now running it. They both merged into one, and they
Mm-hmm.
made Ascend, and they had nothing but the best players. And obviously, my mindset is, what I mean, I don't know, I'm just like, I want to be the best, and that makes sense. So I want to show people what I can do. So obviously, me switching to Battlefield, I was just like, oh god, how am I going to get myself out there? Like, what I mean, like I've really merged into Battlefield now, making content, making streaming, but I focus so much on COD. So like, how am I going to do that? I'm just like, well, I've got to get to the tippity top. So I was like, right. So I sort of sent in a recruitment challenge. And obviously, I thought it was going to be tricky. And it really was, because obviously that team was just PC. It was nothing
Yeah.
else. They were
Ah,
just
yeah,
all
really?
PC.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, every single person now is PC. So I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. So I did it. And I was over the moon, because the thing is, I was smashing stuff what can PC players could do.
Yeah.
So I was in there, and I won the recruitment challenge. I was the first console player to be a part of it, and I still am.
Mhm.
So since then, I've been the only console player in the sense against all these PC players.
Interesting. Very interesting. I didn't know that. Well, Broken Machine joined as well on some point, and when he joined,
Yeah,
he
he
was
joined like the content side, like streaming.
that's a difference. Or what? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So, and what's the story with you and Battlefield? Like, are you a game changer? I don't even know that actually.
No. I'm not. I wouldn't mind to, but I feel like I might say something I shouldn't be saying. I might lose it pretty quick.
Well, I think many people feel like that, but I mean, if you, it doesn't hurt to try, right? I think
Oh,
they
exactly.
only, yeah.
Yeah, it's not about your numbers and all that. It's about how you do stuff. Like, because I'm always been happy, like giving them information about Battlefield and all that jazz and everything, like how they should improve and everything. I always filled out their forms every single time, and I'm used to doing like that kind of testing environment, kind of giving information. So I
Mhm,
wouldn't mind to do it, because I do the OBS beta team, so I
mhm.
get all the OBS updates before anyone else, really. So obviously I test it all out, then I give me information back. So I wouldn't mind to be a game changer. It's just if it's gonna happen,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I mean, no, right now they're doing nothing anyways. They're waiting for Battlefield 6. There's nothing
Yeah,
going
exactly.
on. So you can't do nothing about that anyways, right?
They'll look for new people to 100%, because obviously
Mhm,
most game changers don't just move. Game changers don't get paid. The only thing they get paid from is just pretty much playing
mhm,
their game, like
mhm.
what I mean, like testing out
Yeah.
certain stuff. So they fly them out, pay for the hotels. That's the only thing they're paying for.
Yeah, it's more about the experience, I think. And I
Yeah.
think that's just what many people misunderstand. They think like they get paid, but they don't. They think
No, no, no. They
it's
don't get a penny.
basically like a title, a little bit more than dice fed because you get invited to the gameplays.
Yeah, they might get
Um,
paid if it's a sponsor. Like, so when you see these sponsored by
mhm,
EA, of course they're all paid.
mhm,
But no, they don't. They're not on like a payroll or anything like that.
mhm. So back to you a little bit. You're from the UK. You're from London, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And you did move. You moved to the US, right? When did you move, and why?
I moved in January 11th, 2019, 2020? Yeah, 2020. Yeah, 2020. Sorry.
Perfect
Of
time.
course, 2020, we skipped the whole year. So, you know what I mean? I'm confused what year it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I moved here, yeah, just over a year now.
And why?
Oh, because there's a beautiful wife in the chat, wherever she is. Yeah, I moved for her.
What's your story?
Well, my story is a weird one. Well, it's not a weird one. It's actually a common one, but obviously, not many people share it. Me and my wife, we actually met like online. Like it literally all started because like back in the day, how Twitter was. If you would
Mhm.
like like a video, it would tweet out on Twitter saying like Neon Peter Way has liked this YouTube video, and I said like good night, anything like that, and she must have followed me. I don't know why she followed me, but I'm glad obviously she did follow me. And then she was like, "I thought you was going to bed," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to bed like some point, just not now." Because yeah, I said I was going to bed, and the next thing I know, I'm watching videos and all that. But you know how that is.
Mhm.
So yeah, it kind of that happened, and then I think it was there was another time a couple of days later, I actually watched like another video it was about Optic and all that, and then she was like, "Oh, I like Optic too," and then we was actually tweeting backs and forwards at each other. And then obviously I was just like, should we just talk in the DMs? Like, you know what I mean? Like we're just talking on Twitter, just talking backs and forwards
You were
and
not
stuff.
just sending DMs, you were talking like basically live. Okay,
Oh
that's
no,
nice.
yeah. I was gonna slide in them DMs anyway. So I was like, yeah, let's just cut to the chase and get in them DMs. So yeah, we started talking. I think it's about a couple of weeks and all that, and I think it just kind of lifted off from there, really.
Mhm.
But yeah, we had loads of ups and downs though, because this thing is not easy whatsoever.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I mean, having like a relationship like so far away from each other is
Yeah.
must be very exhausting, you know. I can't
Mhm.
believe how exhausting it could be. But I
Yeah.
think like meeting online these days isn't that unusual actually anymore. Like I actually
No,
have
it's not unusual. It's just people don't share their story.
really
Mm.
maybe I don't know. Maybe people don't ask
Well,
for the
at the
story.
start, before I moved here, I barely shared my story. I barely told people how I really met. I think this would be like the main time I actually really shared my story with it.
Well, then
But
it's
yeah,
about time.
yeah, 5 years later. But yeah, that's how it started. Cause we started talking in 2015, and then obviously my mum wasn't happy. She was not happy at all because
Mhm.
you know what I mean. It was just like, what are you talking to someone online? And then I think it got a bit more hectic then. Really, kind of just saying like she's gonna come visit and stuff. Ooh.
Mhm.
And obviously, I think she was a bit concerned. Of course, you know, any parent would, you know.
Mhm.
And then she came here and all that, and everything was great. And then we actually, like, after like a couple of months and all that, we actually was planning to live in the UK, but it just kind of didn't work out really.
Mhm.
And obviously, after a while, like just being together and everything like that, you know, was kind of just thinking, you know, like I don't know, I felt like just insane love with this
Mhm.
woman. I did like crazy. Like, I think you know most people know like when you're in love, I mean, you just know it.
Mhm.
So I was just mad in love, and maybe I just didn't think straight or something. I don't know, but I was like, damn, I'm gonna propose to her. I ain't playing. So I proposed to her in like a hotel and everything like that. And yeah, I got like one knee and everything, all that fancy jazz. And lucky enough, she said yes. You know, thank God.
Mhm.
So yeah, that happened. And and then I think after a while we really realized that the UK wasn't for us. Yeah, I don't know. It was just I think just nothing wrong with the UK. The UK is great. I just think it just wasn't for us to live there. That makes
Mhm.
sense. I think for her, she didn't want to live there. Like, you know, I mean,
Mhm.
she was doing all this for me, but I know she didn't want to be there. And
Mhm.
I had the gut feeling as well, like I knew I couldn't be here. But the
Mhm.
only one thing holding me back was my family because they
Mhm.
obviously lived there, my little brother, because I basically raised him. So obviously, then I went to the States for a month. I did, and we got married there. And then, yeah, and then in 2020, January, I actually moved here permanently. I
Mhm.
did. Thank God I did, because if I left it a month, I'd be still stuck in the UK.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yep.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. Can you imagine like me getting married and then knowing that I can't see my wife for over a year and
Yeah,
UK still in full lockdown? So, you know what I mean,
terrible.
it could be 2 years, it could be even longer, knowing I got
Mhm.
married and I'm stuck in a different country. So I'm really, really glad that I choose to move in January.
Mhm.
Because I was actually when I did move, like I came to the US and we got married, like I was kind of thinking like, you know, should I just stay here and just, you know, move it now? But
Mhm.
I know that wasn't the best thing. Like I wanted to do it properly, and obviously I needed to go home anyway to sort stuff out and all that. I needed to obviously quit my job. You know, there was loads of things about it. Obviously, my nan passed away as well, so I'm really glad I did go back and all
Mhm.
that. Actually, see her before anything like that happened and stuff. Yeah, I quit my job in style though. I didn't even tell them. I just sent him a note, and I was just like, "Yeah, I ain't coming in. I'm a different country." It's a dick move, but my previous boss done fraud on me, so I lost a lot of money because of him.
Old. So
So I
bad.
think, yeah, so I think it was pretty nice way I left my work. But yeah, obviously I moved here. You know, obviously trying to go for green card. That's difficult at the moment though because how COVID is, and I think everything's kind of being on pause right now.
Mhm.
So yeah, literally, we only like income and a job you want to
Mhm.
say is streaming. That's it. That's what's
Mhm.
paying bills.
Is there anything you regret? Like it sounds like everything worked out perfectly for you. Like, is there anything you think like you could have done differently or better, or you learned it from it, or?
I think probably just trying to communicate a bit more with my mum than anything because we bumped heads so much with this.
Mhm.
Um, I think that's probably the one thing I probably wanted to work on the most because obviously it was difficult in general. trying to, knowing that your baby boy is going to be
Mhm.
leaving a different country and all that, and now you're knowing that one of your kids is in a different country,
Mhm.
for a whole pandemic. If it's crazy right now, and
Oh yeah.
I think, as the States is pretty nuts in
Mhm.
general right now. So, knowing all that, and I think, obviously that was probably tough on her, and I think so. Yeah, I'll
But
probably just bit more better communication, try to
well, the
work it
world the
out.
world is nuts right now, I think, right? I think it's like
Uh,
you can't look to any country really and think like, it's everything is fine, It's like wherever you look, it's crazy right now. I mean, the UK wouldn't be really better as well. So I guess you got out there in time, at least for yourself.
I knew Europe was going to be bad in general though.
Yeah.
Like, because especially how the UK is. Obviously, I've never been to Germany, but I'm assuming it's you can walk places, right? You don't have to
Um,
drive everywhere.
yeah, in where I live in South Germany right now, only till 8 o'clock, and then we are on a complete lockdown.
Oh.
You can't leave the house where I live after 8 till
No,
next
but
morning
what I'm trying to say is it's just
7.
that, like, in the States, if you want to go somewhere, you got to drive. Like,
Mhm.
what I mean, you can't
That's what I mean. Oh,
walk
I'm
anywhere.
sorry, misunderstood.
No, no, that's all good. No, but I'm
Okay.
just saying, like, with like Europe
Mhm.
places like Germany and England and everything
Yeah.
like that, you can walk places. Like when I was, I'm still not even, I can't even drive still because there was
Mhm.
no need for me to drive.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I was just like, why am I going to buy a car? Why am I going to pay the insurance on that car? And I think, like, why am I going to spend all this money on a car where I could just walk to work? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, I understand I'm 24 years old. I should be driving, really.
Mhm.
But the thing is, it was just, it saved money. I
Mhm.
didn't need to. I could just walk to work. It took me like 20 minutes or something to walk to work. Why did I need a car for that? It might have
Yeah.
sucked
Right.
in the rain or something, but how much money you would save without paying for gas and insurance.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but obviously I understand how it is in like the UK and Germany and all that because you can walk places, so you're so much more in contact with everyone.
Mhm.
In the States and all that, you're not always in contact places unless you're going into a shop or something.
Mhm.
You're not walking to a shop, you're driving to a shop. So by the time you're driving to that shop, you're already disconnected from people. That makes sense.
Mhm. Mhm. Are you
So
afraid,
that's
like more like in point of we totally losing our damn what we wanted to talk about actually, but it doesn't matter. I'm actually interested in that. Do you think we are going into a financial crisis like the next 2 years because of COVID? Are you afraid of that?
um I think we're already getting into that stage as it is.
Hmm.
Like money's just being chucked about left and right.
Hmm.
Um
You feel it?
so it's, oh yeah, 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 of course I do.
Hmm.
Look, I've read like an article thing, like, I mean, an actual legit article, not one of phony ones and stuff,
Hmm.
but it showed that, like, in, like, I think it was like the US itself, it showed that, like, from people being unemployed, if they were still working, the amount of money they would have made in the US alone from unemployment and people losing jobs, I think it was like 4.7 trillion money
Hmm.
was lost. But then the rich people,
Hmm.
they made 4.9 trillion. They gained money, but then
Of
we lose
course,
money.
there are always winners and losers. And the
And this is why,
yeah,
oh,
definitely.
sorry,
No, go
but no,
ahead.
this is why I say with the whole stock trade, I'm like, fuck them.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, really, like, I'm sorry, like, rich people shouldn't be getting rich. I'm sick of it. Like, we're in a pandemic. People need to feed their kids, man. So if you're
Yeah.
gonna dip in a bit of money for stock and make a couple of grand or even a couple of $100 to feed your kids
Hmm.
and keep the gas on, keep the fuel going so you can take your kids to school. What I
Hmm.
mean? I was saying rich people don't need to be richer. They don't. Because I hate
Yeah.
it. It's just poor people getting poorer and rich people getting richer.
Do you feel it as a content creator? Did you see like less income for you as a content creator since 2020?
Um, at the start, no. At the start, it was actually more of the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually a lot more better. I think it's because, like, that's when, like, stimulus checks started hitting high and all that. Like, obviously that's when people wasn't out of jobs, they were laid off. So obviously they're still getting, like, money in a flat. So it was different then. And then obviously near, like, a couple months after that, people started really getting hit by it pretty bad because they
Mm-hmm.
were actually, they were losing jobs because at the start of, like, March, people were out of jobs, but their jobs were still there,
Hmm. Yeah.
you see. But
Yeah, yeah, of
now
course.
they have no job.
Exactly.
so they're all relying on is like government stimulus checks, so it's tough on people. That's the same. Like for me, like I wish I could be actually working right now, but I can't. So without my wife and all that, without streaming, I'll be screwed. I really would. Like streamers, the ones keeping food in my belly, keeping a roof over my head right now.
If you I want to get to YouTube content creation now, and I would like to know upfront, like the time before you moved to the US, is there anything you regret doing as a content creator where you think you could have done better? Like, give me a few examples, or maybe one. I don't know if you have any.
I always, every single day, I know I can do better. I always keep saying that to myself, and I just need to go back and look at my old content and go, I could just do better. And even now, like when I watch footage and stuff, like even videos I make today, I know I can do better. But the thing is, what I've been doing right now is I just been so like strict and just being like, I ain't happy with that, or there's something iffy with it, I'm gonna redo it. Like if I just miss like a small little cutscene, I don't like it, or the audio just sounds a little bit off, but I've rendered it, I've uploaded it, I've done everything, all the tags and all that and stuff, and I'm like, it's up now. Now I'm just being like, screw it. It's going. I'm sorting it out again. It needs to be perfect, because if it ain't perfect, it's just gonna piss me off. If I ain't happy with my content, why is everyone else gonna be happy with it?
Well, perfection means also you're very hard on yourself, right?
Yeah, I do this like ridiculously, like it's exhausting. I'm so sick and tired looking at Sony Vegas, but the thing is, I know when it's done, I'm actually proud of what I'm doing. So I maybe get demotivated when I'm doing it, but when it's out there and everything, it motivates me to click that Sony Vegas button again and start going through it.
What's your recipe for YouTube?
My recipe? What do you mean, like by a recipe?
Like, if let's say somebody that wants just to start out, as a YouTube battlefield content creator, as yourself, like yourself.
Well, if you're starting off, if you're after a job, don't bother. Like that's the worst mindset ever. If you try to chase that's a job, there's people out there who actually love their jobs, but there's people out there who don't love the jobs. And you think gaming and editing videos is fun and everything, if you class as a job and you really had the mindset as a job, it ain't gonna be fun anymore. And like you how can you entertain people for 5 hours straight when you're so sick and tired of playing the game? Or you're so sick and tired of editing, like you don't force yourself, because it's not it ain't great for your health. So yeah, don't chase after it for that. Just do it for fun and whatever you enjoy. If that means you want to push yourself because you enjoy doing that, push yourself. But yeah, I wouldn't.
AKA taking care of yourself first, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, yourself comes first, always.
Are you taking care of yourself, and how do you do it?
Well, when I was in the UK, I really didn't take care of myself at all. When I was working, I think, so obviously I kind of do a lot more than night shifts. So I kind of slept through the day, done my night shifts, and then I go streaming. And that's how I would do it every single day. I didn't have any time to really eat. So all I was eating half the time was just junk food every single day for like a good solid year. So I was like really ill. I was getting headaches like ridiculously. I could barely
Depression?
sleep.
Mentally?
No,
Did you feel it mentally? I
oh
mean, if you
yeah. I kind of like, I don't know. Obviously, I don't think I felt it so mentally and stuff. Like I've obviously dealt with depression, nothing like that, but not through like streaming or anything. But I just overrun myself. I just wasn't taking care of myself. I was skinny. I was ill all the time. I just didn't look after myself because I was a supervisor. Because I was just like, I can't do this streaming thing as a job. Like I wasn't doing enough. Well, I was doing enough, I just wasn't making enough. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, you should never be greedy when it comes to all this. You know what I mean? Whatever you get, whatever you get, you know what I mean? You should always chase after it for the fun of it. Unfortunately, just money comes in a way, and I wish you can actually do this without money, but it's not how the world works, does it?
No.
But
Blue Jay Place actually asked a good question here. Like, you think there's a possibility for growth for people who only stream like once a week?
it all depends really, like what you're doing more than anything. The thing is, if you're doing it once a week, I don't personally like if that's your main goal, doing it once a week that's difficult to even grow, really, because the thing is that example, if I'm there streaming every single day and you do one stream, you maybe have a couple of people who come in your stream. But what happens when you just done that one stream and then for the rest of the week, they're coming to me.
Mhm.
And then what happens after a while when they go, do you know, I really like that neon guy. And then they're like, oh, my friend's streaming now. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he hasn't streamed in a week, you know, but I'm like, honestly, I really enjoy watching neon right now.
Mhm.
You know, so it's more of a competition thing, really. You have to kind of keep that audience going. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, what's the minimum then?
hmm?
What's the minimum? 3 times, 4 times? I mean, every day, if somebody has a full-time job, you know, having this energy, I don't think it's healthy. Just to
No,
give a point, you know.
once a week is tough. It really is, because it's just, you know what I mean? Like, you got to think about it. It all depends how long you're streaming that once a week as well. Like, if you're doing 2 hours or something, that's already like 60 or 70% of your audience in general are just not, they're not going to see your stream because they're busy.
Mhm.
You know, they're doing something. I would just say it's better off to start 3 days. You know, you space it
Mhm.
out. So you start Monday, you take your Tuesday off, you do your Wednesday, then you take your Thursday off, and then you do your Friday. And then, you know, you take a weekend off, or the weekend you can make a video, you know, and then you do the same pattern again. So it's like they see you, then they don't, then they see you, then they don't, then they see you. You know, you do stuff that's more consistency.
I just actually, I remember right now a video of Harris Heller. You know Harris Heller, no? He's a big YouTube content creator and Twitch streamer, and he does a lot of videos for YouTube creators, you know, how to improve
Oh
their
yeah,
streaming
yeah, yeah.
stuff.
Sorry, it took me a minute to
Clean
remember it. Yeah, yeah,
beats,
yeah.
you
I
probably
know.
know. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I
and
use
he's,
his music.
yeah, everyone uses music.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's very interesting, there was one video actually about that, and he said like, if you're streaming 7 days a week, you're fucking lazy. And I love this sentence because what he was talking about is you need to find a balance between using your stream, your content to put it out again on YouTube, to put it out again on social media, et cetera, et cetera. So you need to kind of have a balance in between that. I think it makes sense, you know, because if you just, you know, I go live and do nothing else, like, I mean, let's just, you know what, let's just make like a take action plan, a point of what do you do with your content? What can you do with your content right now? Maybe we can just make a little, let's just get a little list together right now. Like you can use it for social media platforms, right? What else can you use it for? How can you, um, how can you promote basically? I mean, at the end, you need to promote and do marketing for your content, right? What do you do for
Mm-hmm.
your videos? How do you spread it?
Well, it all depends really. Like, people have different ways how they want to promote or work on content. There's ways to hype stuff up and all that as well. So you can obviously kind of like tease stuff you're working on. Um, you can show like short little video clips or something, what's going to be like up and coming and stuff like that. You know, build your Discord. Your Discord's so important. Like,
Okay.
you know, what I mean, a Discord is probably one of your. I feel like Discord's more important than Twitter half the time. Like, of course, they're both this very different balance, but people really in your Discord, they really want to be in your Discord. You know, some people want to follow you, but they don't really want to follow you. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that some people could just follow you because the name of you. You know, what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they don't really care about it. Like, some people could follow me because of the scent, but they have no interest of me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like with Discord and all that, most people join your Discord for the reason because they enjoy your content.
Mm-hmm. How do you use Discord? For what? For what do you use your Discord besides
Well,
announcing the videos? Like, how do you get your community to be active with you and for you?
I use Discord just like a live stream, pretty much. I always say, like, you know how a live stream chat is? You know what I mean? Just imagine that, but 24/7. You know, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
always talking to you guys. You're always talking back. You can meet new people, after like that. You
Mm-hmm.
can show content. You can discuss content. And obviously,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can share content because Discord's notifications actually work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
they actually are going to the people you want to reach.
yeah.
Apropos actually work, hint, hint. Why did you say that?
Well, because YouTube's notifications are shocking.
Mhm.
Like my algorithm shows that I'm having a 20% higher notification click through Discord than I actually am through YouTube. So it just shows like how notifications work. It's not fun when people get notifications an hour down the line when you're streaming.
Or 3 days later.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It got worse since COVID, right?
Oh, yeah, because the servers got stressed like crazy.
Hmm. Can you explain quick why?
Because obviously, so many people are streaming by a ridiculous rate. It's just like internet service. You know what I mean? You can only have so much bandwidth. You can only have so obviously the internet, you'll have channels. You
Hmm.
know, so like up to like channel 13 to channel 1.
Hmm.
You know, each channel all has their own little server. You know,
Hmm.
so if everyone's on channel 1, they're all going to get stressed out. So you need to spread it out. And it's kind of YouTube works similar, really, except you can't, we're not actual people who work with YouTube. So we can't do the back end of YouTube. We can't switch to different servers. And servers are mainly from countries and places anyway. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
how, like, in places like Germany, if you watch a video, it's blocked. You see?
Yeah.
No, but obviously your ways around getting through like channels is actually have like NordVPN and stuff like that to get around that wig around. But with COVID, so many people are uploading content, so many people are streaming, and it was all getting stressed, so much bandwidth, everything, so obviously YouTube is struggling to keep that going. And I think so obviously, there's going to be issues back end examples like notification right now. YouTube chats are not working half the time.
Mhm.
Right now they're actually like they're freezing. So they're not even updating.
Yeah.
Also as well, like YouTube's bot was messing up as well. So obviously when you spam emotes, you can get banned from their channel or banned on your channel in general. So there was a
Mhm.
lot of like, because they got stressed, there was issues as well.
Mhm.
And as you can see, YouTube's put down their 720p as non-HD right now.
Mhm. Interesting.
Mhm.
Um, what is your how can you help us on point of creating YouTube videos? Like, what are the do's and don'ts, I would say, about YouTube content creation for you?
Don't pretend to be someone who you're not. Don't act like yeah, just pretty much don't pretend to be someone else, because that's the thing. Like if you it can happen, like it really can. Like examples, people like Dot Disrespect, if you pretend someone who you are on videos or streaming, but then compared to reality, it's kind of difficult to balance that different personality. That
Hmm.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
I would say there's no wrong with it, but be yourself more than anything,
Hmm.
really. But
Or
there's
at least be unique.
yeah, but the thing is, like, you don't want to force yourself to be like act like someone else who you're not.
Well, I mean, okay. Dr. Disrespect is an act. What about
Hmm.
that? What about
Yeah,
that?
yeah, that's a pure example. Yeah.
Just saying. Like, I mean, on the other side, like, if you want to do this kind of acting thing, and I think he actually learned a specific method for that. Um, I forgot it. This
Well,
acting method.
his main one for Dark, what I always tell people as well, is loud, loud. Keep them people watching. If you're
Hmm.
quiet, you're sat there just mumbling on all the time.
Hmm.
If you are not shouting at some point, or you're not going insane,
Hmm.
then people are bored. They're gone, because it
Hmm.
feels like such a same rhythm. It gets boring
Hmm.
after a while, because the stream compared to video is two different things.
Yeah.
So with a stream, like people could sit down and watch you for like 5 minutes just talking, but if you went shouting or something crazy's going on and all that, they're gonna lose interest.
Yeah. True. 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 True.
And that's
Let
how
me
Doc knows it.
let me read up the check. Like, being unique on YouTube or Twitch these days is borderline. I haven't seen no one like Neon yet, but also
The
nice.
crossplay one.
Thank you, Bloody. Being yourself, having your own little market. Yes, be yourself. At the end, I think what I wanted to get at is, I feel like if sorry that I'm getting back to that, but I feel like if you do something like Dr. Disrespect, I think it's very exhausting. Like playing a character every and each day, I would like to ask him actually if he kind of lost himself into this character,
Oh,
and
he
you
he
know,
has lost himself. Yeah,
and
there's no
and
denying that.
and I think it's probably if you want to do it like start, it's probably easier really to go that road, like just be yourself and try to, don't lose yourself in something you're not,
I think he has kind of lost himself a little bit, but I also feel like his personality is his reality. So like
Mm-hmm.
me, I kind of have like this little cocky vibe and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
for my streams. And reality is I'm kind of the same. Like I like to look myself in the mirror, So you know what I mean? I look myself in the mirror, I'm like, damn, I look good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same how I'm like playing. I'm just like, if I'm kicking ass on the game or something, and I'm like, I can't look at my OBS, I'm like, hey, how do I look? Like obviously for me, like my personality is more of my reality personality. That makes sense. So, you know what I mean? Like, so that's how it works so well for me. But people like the Doc, and I think, yes, there is more of him on stream than there really is in reality. So I do
Mm-hmm.
feel like he is lost a little bit. But I think he's been doing it so long that he hasn't been super lost. I think he knows exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely acted. He's definitely
Yeah.
acted,
But some
Lenny.
people can be lost 100%. And then some people
Mm-hmm.
lose, they get into that scene so bad and then they almost don't know how to get out of it.
I mean, I'm coming from the film industry, right? So, and what I saw, and I did quite a few films with bigger actors here from Germany, and what I saw a lot, especially was when we were shooting dramas, and these actors had to play like a very intense role. Um, they couldn't switch. Sometimes they couldn't switch, like when you had a break, between the scenes, and let's say they are playing like an asshole, they couldn't switch anymore between their role and their person. They were just moving on with being that asshole the whole
Mm-hmm.
fucking 6 weeks of shooting.
Yeah, and that's what I was literally about to say. Like when you say you're getting lost into streaming and you have that personality, sometimes
Hmm.
that personality can go into reality.
Yes, and
You know,
I think that's very dangerous sometimes because it also drags you down as a person and your mentality,
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, I understand. Like sometimes I have like this comedy sense, humor, this ego a little bit in reality and stuff, but it's not like super extreme. But yeah, like just how you said about like the asshole and all that, I mean, like if he's an asshole on stage, it's gonna be an asshole thing.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I understand.
No, the funny thing is, like this actor, for example, after this 6 weeks of shooting was done, he switched. He switched from one day to the other and was another person again. And that's crazy, it's kind of schizophrenic, but
It depends
method
how many shoots
acting,
you're into. You know what I mean? Like,
method acting, that's what I was looking for. That's what Dr.
yeah.
Disrespect does now. And I think it's you just it's kind of kind of a method you use, so you get like deep into your world. And I get this, I understand this, but it's very hard for everyone who's around you.
Mm-hmm.
um what is do you think, like, did you ever build like a vision for yourself as a content creator? Like, how do you want to look? How do you want to present yourself? Like, where do you want to go? Like, where do you want to be like in 3 years? Do you have anything like this, or are you just going day to day and try to find new content you can put out?
Right now, just kind of riding the wave because this is probably the most difficult time to be a Battlefield creator.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to do everything I possibly can to just get out of that box. I need to. Because if I don't get out of that box, I'm screwed for the next game. So but I think when I started all this, I just started all for fun. It's still how I look at it today. I have like this balance from like a work mindset, but also enjoying it at the same time. If I done nothing but videos and I didn't stream, I would lose my mind already. I couldn't hack the house. I didn't have a vision what I was doing today because I never thought that I was going to be doing like these guide types of videos and stuff because a year ago, you know, I'd done like one type of guide video, and my mindset was way more different than it was doing these guides. And I done one, it done really well. And obviously as a creator, you got to chase what you know it's doing really well. So I spent a whole year studying the game, going so much more in depth, using every single weapon
Mm-hmm.
and really understand how they all work, how they play, understand the velocity and everything like that from all like different weapons. And I just went like nerd mode in Battlefield. And then I just started making like loads of guides, and that's what's been pumped on my channel right now. But I never thought I was going to be like this guide type of person. So
Mhm.
right now I'm just working on this balance from like showing that I can play a game and be an entertainer and also doing guides at the same time. That's what I'm doing right now.
Mhm. Are you looking like for niche topics to talk about? Because I feel like these best, this is the best gun, this is the best setup, especially if you look to Warzone right now. Like everyone is bringing like this is the best setup. Every day I see another gun is the best gun, and I feel like for me personally, I'm kind of tired of these videos. I don't see that on your channel. Don't get me wrong, but do you feel like in general for content creation, this is a problem right now, or do you
Um,
think?
Well, they're just top topics, I mean, everyone's going to search them up, and the creator like myself, even they could be boring for others, but as a creator, I can't turn that opportunity down. I've got to do it.
Mhm.
But the
No,
thing
of
is, like for
course.
me, I mean, I instead of just doing the best weapons, you do spin around, so you show off like the best overpowered weapons, or you show off like the best underrated weapons that people don't use, and like even
Mhm.
like the best pistols and stuff. It's stuff you don't really see.
Mhm.
Instead, just keep seeing the same video saying the Gewehr, the STG, or I mean, it's just like the same weapons all the time. But if
Mhm.
you do the same ones, but you switch it up,
Mhm.
then you're not actually showing off the same weapons anymore. You're showing off different ones what people are not seeing.
Mhm.
So that's the thing. You got to look at content and think, how am I going to switch this up?
Mhm.
For me right now, I'm talking about like, like how to reduce recoil. I'm talking about like visual recoil and everything like that right now. Because like, like how Battlefield is and stuff, like there's certain settings and stuff that can really reduce your recoil and all that, but it's a visual. And right now, people are still struggling to understand what a visual and reduce really is. Because like how I title my videos, I make it sound like it's reduced or no recoil, but I'm explaining what visual recall is. You know what I mean? And so obviously I'm like helping people how to do all these type of guides where you don't see that much of. I'm talking about people how to do like a console flick shot and stuff. So like a PC is, you have your mouse, you're like bam. I'm trying to teach people how to do that really, like that cool tip of it, doing it on controller.
Mhm.
Like because on with like settings like Battlefield, they're so extreme, they're so in depth. So I tell people to have your sensitivity really high, but also have your ADS sensitivity so much lower. So
Okay.
then if you see a target and you want to flick onto them, then your best bet is to aim out. And then by the time you aimed out and you're trying to aim back in, you switched your ADS sensitivity into your normal sensitivity. So you're going to switch so much quicker. But by the time your gun's aiming in, you've gone back into your ADS sensitivity. So then
But you have that in a video, right?
Um, yeah, I don't. At the moment I don't have in a video because I have no clue how to like push that out there. And right now, I've got like a script and I'm like working on it still now, but I haven't
Do
really
it.
like
Do it.
thought
I'm
about
super
how. Yeah,
interested.
yeah, I haven't thought like how I'm gonna produce it right yet. But I
Mhm.
talked to my chat and everything. But that's the way to like do a flick shot on console. And
Mhm.
like for me doing like no aim assist, people just get so confused. Like, how do you do it? And I'm just like, because the aim assist puts you off more than anything. You don't want it. I know
Yeah.
like PC players and a lot of people say it's aimbot, and I think, and it's yeah, to extent it's some sort of little bit. It's not like aimbot, but like the auto rotation stuff, like snapping over targets, that's a pain in the
Yeah.
ass.
Snap aim. Yeah.
But imagine you doing snap aim, but doing that by yourself.
Mhm.
But yeah, like seeing the target, aiming, and then aiming out, switching to the next player and
Mhm.
just snapping on that kid. You know what I mean? It's just such a satisfying thing to do.
Mhm.
And you do stuff like that, you'll be like an insane aggressive player, and it doesn't matter how you play or anything like that. You're just gonna have the advantage out of anyone else because
Can you
small little tips like that.
can you train that in a way besides just playing? Like I just feel like if you really want to train that, like in a normal game,
Oh no,
it's pretty
you have to
hard.
train it. You have to train it
How do
because
you?
you are
How would
done.
you recommend somebody to train that then?
You just keep practicing. To keep practicing and practicing, practicing, practicing. Like I mean, practice makes perfect, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you can't just click your fingers and go, boom, I'm a G at
No.
this game now.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
have to do it for so long. And as I said, I went so nerd mode into like Battlefield 5. So I just studied everything, these small little settings,
Mhm.
small ways to do it. But you have to understand your comfortability as well.
Mhm.
Like dead zone. People don't think that much from dead zone or anything, but if you have your dead zone the lowest on your left stick, then when you're in a gunfight, you're just constantly going left and right all the time, and you're just moving your thumbstick just small little tad, just tiny. But the thing is, you're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And if you master that in general, and you can control how quick you're moving left and right, no one else is they can't compete against you.
Mm-hmm. That sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you make like a neon school? Open a neon school for laser aim. I would join you. My aim sucks. Missy no aim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I literally had no mindset whatsoever to do any of that. I just wanted to play. But the thing is, all of a sudden, I got so heavy into it. Really, people like Baranox and Enders were the main people who really pushed me into that snap aim type of play style
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. But I've just been pushing it through console. That's the difference.
It's actually interesting. I think I had prepared the question. How did content creation make you grow as a person? And I think you just answered that. Do you
It's
have
made me
any?
more mature.
How? What do you think? Like, what give me examples. Like, I mean, you digged in so deep in this topic for example, right?
Mm.
What else?
Like, it made me so mature, really, by doing all this. I think it's because like I finally like understood my audience and everything, and it's crazy because it's like almost like 60% people watch me are actually older than me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's it's nice to actually have that mature conversation, I think, with people as well, instead of like acting like a kids channel or something.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I like having a mature audience for it all. I didn't think that was going to be a thing for me.
What's the most common questions you get from your chat?
OnlyFans.
No, but what is the typical thing people ask you?
Well, that's the saying. Like, I don't know how long you've been in my streams for, but my chat is my chat is all over the place. Like, I know because I don't take stuff super seriously.
Mm-hmm.
My chat doesn't take stuff super seriously to an extent though. Like, we're a very respectful community, and I think, but
Mm-hmm.
my chat's all over the place. And right now, they just want me to do an OnlyFans. But no, like most people come in and all that. They ask me the same questions all the time. Like, what's the best weapons? What's this? What's that? And stuff. And it's just like, Jesus, like, how many videos are out there, and you're still asking me that. But I think it's because I went so into depth, and they want me to, they really want me to kind of educate them and kind of give them a bit more example of their weapons, like why to use them and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, lately, right now, it's just most people just kind of want to understand a bit more in depth. So when they go and watch a video of mine and they watch one of my guide videos and they're like, I kind of want to know a bit more about it. So then they come my stream and they ask me certain stuff and I kind of have a little discussion about it.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
But yeah, but my regulars are all over the place. I love them to bits though. Like they're so funny. They really are. But yeah, they rip me sometimes. They pick on me too much.
No, that's great. I mean, having a good community, I think is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Had you ever to deal with toxicity?
Oh yeah, every day.
Well,
Every
how do you
day.
give me an example on how do you deal with it?
Well, I was in the COD community, so you know what I mean. Like toxicity, you know what I mean, is there all the time. Battlefield, it was so much different. So at the start when I came in, I was like, wow, this is so weird. And then Battlefield 5 come along, and toxicity was just back at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Since now I've been growing my channel so much more consistently, and I think now, you always get more people now than ever coming and hating. If you're not growing or anything like that, you wouldn't really get that much toxicity. But now I'm growing, I'm getting it so much more. I just don't let it get you. You know what I mean? Like, really? Like, are you in here? Like, call me a cheater? Or you have a problem with this? You know what I mean? Like, go away. Banned. See ya. Bye. Thanks for the ad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, I'm just, what I mean? I ain't got time for people like that. I mean? Just get them out,
Yeah.
And the thing is, every time when someone's toxic in my chat, my chat, what I mean, like saying, like I've had people in there for years now, and as I was saying, we all joke about and everything like that. But the thing is, my chat is just solid. They absolutely are. So if people come in to be an asshole, my chat are like golden. They're absolutely golden. They don't try to join in or anything like that. You know, you maybe have like someone in there that says, you know, go away or something, but you know, they don't make it even worse. They just let the mods deal with it. You know, and that's what I do. Like if I see someone being an ass, 80% of the time I don't even say anything anyway. I just let one of my mods just get them out because I ain't got time for them. My chat hasn't got time for them. You know what I mean? Like I'm not here to deal with that. You know, I'm here to help people with a game. It's not even with a game, like because like how we're having these conversations now. I have these in-depth conversations with my chat all the time. So we talk about like you know, because you know I have older audience, but I also have a younger audience. So I like to educate about COVID. You know me. You know we talk about a lot of things. You know, so yeah, it's just I ain't got time for people like that. I really haven't.
Would you recommend people how to deal with that?
It's just don't give them a reaction. That's all they want. They want a reaction. That's all they're there for. If you sit there and start getting mad and stuff like that, and trust me, I've been mad, right? I've been pissed. I've been real pissed. You know, I got stream sniped by some Firestorm teamers and stuff a couple of days ago, and I lost my cool. You know, so it happens, but that's what they want. They want a reaction. And
They want your
if they,
attention.
yeah, if you can give them a reaction, they're gonna come back. That's the thing. If you don't give them a reaction, they're gonna get bored. They're gone. They'll find someone else to piss off. So just don't give them a reaction. You know what I mean? Eh, just ignore it, really. You know, and just let the mods deal with it.
What's the flip? What's the backflip? Like in game or personally?
See, yeah, this is oh god. Now I have a Dwarf King. He's probably in the chat. He wanted me to do a backflip for so long, so I did one for my 2K video.
Like in person, yeah?
Mm,
You can
yeah,
do
as I
you can do
said,
it for us?
no, I can't do one here. This is like a solid floor. If I mess this up or something, you know,
I guess we
we're
have to
straight
do
in the
it.
crime scene.
I guess we have to put it on the list when we do the next charity stream. It's on it. It's on it now. He gets his hair waxed and next color and a backflip. Why are you waxing your hair? In case you missed it, guys. Neon was on our charity stream and he did insane stuff to get more donations and it was hilarious.
I wish I was there for the second one. I really wish I did.
Me too, man. It was not the last one.
Oh no, I'll be there the next one. Trust me.
By the way, why did you never switch? I mean, I think you tried Cold War when it came out, but it wasn't yours, right? And then you switched back to Battlefield, right?
Yeah.
You never thought about like doing COD content after they shut
Um,
down the service for Battlefield 5?
the reason, obviously, as a creator, you know, when you really get into depth with it, the main thing you want to do is chase after the hot topics. Cold War was a hot topic, so you know, I had to go for it. You know,
Yeah.
did I want it to do well for me? I did not. I did not
Mhm.
want it to do well for me whatsoever. And it was the most best relief ever knowing that that game sucked ass. Because like I was so glad because I was just like, there's no way I'm going back to God. I can't stand that game.
Okay.
But that was the thing. Like obviously you got to do stuff where you know going to do really well. And I felt like if I did do really well on Call of Duty, I had to figure something out because I know I couldn't stay in that game for so long.
Mhm.
So that's the thing. But I'm really glad it didn't do well for me. It was just a terrible game, so I went back to Battlefield.
Mhm.
Really, I never thought there was going to be a game worse than Battlefield, but you know, here we are, Cold War.
Mhm.
So,
You looking forward to the next Battlefield?
um, yeah, yeah, I am. I'm gonna go like all out and everything for it. You know, what I mean, like every single year I've worked twice as hard, and I'm gonna work even more harder next time around.
Mhm.
When that game comes out, I'm just curious, really. I have a bit of faith because I think I'm slowly understanding what they're doing.
Mhm.
I think they know exactly what they need to do, and I think just looking at the generation and how the world is right now, one day it's going to happen. I think Warzone is slowly getting into that trend. So you know, like stock market, you know, when the people just jump on the bandwagon, and it
Mhm.
just destroy these massive billion-dollar companies and all that.
Mhm.
And you know, that was one of the things when I said, you know, me rich people getting richer, but poor people getting poorer. Was this is the first Robin Hood situation where, you know, it's pretty much like stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. You know, But I feel like sooner or later, you know what I mean, just like how Warzone's slowly going into it, these big people are refusing to stream these competitive events because how bad the cheating is on there. And sooner or later, it's going to get so bad that Activision are going to be like, crap, like no one wants to actually do competitive. Like these big creators are gone. You know, we need them because the things, if they're not there, we're screwed.
But they
So
can't fix it no more.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think with the next Battlefield, if they do Donkey, then people are going to refuse to play that game. I feel like, and like it literally will go to a stage where they will refuse to play it. And if it gets to that stage, they're going to be screwed, and they have to do what the community wants. They are, you know, that's the thing, because if you really put your foot down and kind of protest the situation, then these big companies and all that, they can't just start splashing money out over these stupid things. They have to do exactly what the community wants, because without the community, you ain't going to make no money. So if Battlefield 6 messes up big time, then the community is all going to work together, I feel like. I hope to God. And they're going to make Battlefield what Battlefield is. And, you know, and if they keep pushing you in the wrong direction, then people are gone. Battlefield will be done. Call of Duty, it happened to them, you know, so it can happen to Battlefield.
I'm asking myself, like, I feel like there's always a backdoor to any game, you know. So having like 100% anti-cheat is probably impossible. That's what I think.
It's more about how big the game is, really. Warzone is so huge, so you got like
Yes,
countless of people making hacks and a thing. Different what
exactly.
Battlefield is, there's not countless of people hacking. It's just
But
Battlefield
yeah,
doesn't want to do anything.
yes,
That's the
but
difference.
yes, but my point being is, I think the main issue is there are no restrictions. Like everyone who's cheating, you know, they get banned maybe with that account. They just make a new one.
Yeah, and they need to get actually
Um,
hardware bound. How Cisco does it.
yeah, hardware ban, and also like, I mean, all these platforms where you can buy these cheats from. What about that? I mean,
Well,
nobody's
I-
talking about that. I feel like why can't they do what they do? Why can't they sell cheats? You know? Um,
well, there really should be a law in general, really, because the thing
yeah,
is, these websites can be up and all that, and
exactly.
you know, Google or whatever, you know what I mean, don't care about it. But the thing is, like, it's technically, you know, you shouldn't be cheating, but it's not actually a law. That makes
No,
sense.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
You know what I mean? You're
and
not actually like doing a big criminal offense or anything. It's just it's against their terms of
yeah.
service, but it's not a law. If there was a law, something to stop people like, example, like buying stock, reselling it. You know how PlayStation 5's going on right now. You know, if
Mhm,
there was like a law going on with that, then it will calm it down.
mhm.
If it's a law to actually stop these people from putting these cheats out and everything like that, and actually put it as a criminal offense or something, then they'll be calming it down. Because that's the thing, like Activision, I know they've been handing lawsuits out and everything to try to get these sites closed down. That's the only way they're doing it. You know, they're just trying to take legal action for court. But if it was actual criminal thing, then it would just be way more easier to deal with all this without trying to take everyone to court,
Mhm.
because it's
Do you
just going to
think
cost Activision money.
Bloody's right
Wait,
about the
what?
comparison? About the comparison, like Battlefield is so small right now in terms of player base, I guess. So it's easy to run against cheaters on PC because there's not much option to play in servers.
Yeah, well, as I said, like with Battlefield, they just I don't know why they just stopped doing it, but yeah, they just kind of just give up on Battlefield right now. They ain't got time. They ain't got the time. They ain't got the money. I honestly, in my opinion, I felt like they ain't got the money to just spend all that time just fighting against cheaters. And I think, you know, they need to put everything all into the next Battlefield right now. I mean, they just dropped Battlefield into the puddle, and
Yeah.
they're just gonna pretend that that game never existed, just like Hardline. That's what they want to do. They want to pretend that game never happened, and they want to carry on, move along.
Yeah. Back to gaming, like in general, do you think like being a gaming content creator, like is gaming too saturated? Um, how can people actually stand out?
Well, it's tough. It's more harder than ever, because the thing is, you got millions and millions of creators out there now. So you got to make sure to think, how am I going to stand out? The one thing, as I said, you know, I've been around so goddamn long doing all this. So, you know, might sound old, but like I've been around for ages. So the thing is, I've seen all the trends of like everything going up, but I've also seen the trends going down. I think the one thing right now is if you push yourself as a content creator, streamer, and you push yourself as a good player, sooner or later you're going to go down. Because the easiest way really to actually get a growth is how good of a player you are. You'll get so much of a rise because like how good you are. But the thing is, it's just like after a while, someone else is going to be better than you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when someone else is better than you? So when that happens, you know what I mean? They're rising, you're decreasing because they're just like, nah, you know, I'm going to watch this other guy because he's way more better than you.
Yeah, and
You know?
there's always somebody better than you.
But then with entertaining, you know what I mean? There's way more opportunities. There's way more different twists of you to have the entertaining. Because that's the saying. You want to become a good player? Well, you have to play good. That's it. You know what I mean? What else? You can't add different varieties from it all. But being like an entertainer, there's so many different ways of doing it. So that's, you know, being an entertainer is way more indifferent to grow yourself. But what I do is I just try to do all three of it. You know, I try to do like the in-depth guides,
Yeah.
entertaining, and also try to be some sort of decent player.
I feel especially entertainment and point of streaming is probably the most important thing. And
Yeah.
and like I mean I don't think I'm a good streamer, for example, because I have a hard time entertaining and gaming. I'm just not multitasking, you know. I'm gaming or I'm talking, you know, and I have a hard time doing both. So but I love watching, like, you know, recently I also love to watch the streamer Fireborn, you know. And he's so entertaining. He's talking all the time and then doing this crazy gameplay stuff, you know. And I think like it's very interesting. And you do it as well. So did you do it like from the beginning, or do you think this is something you can learn over the time? Hey Logan, how you doing?
Well, at the start, I didn't have the full-on mindset from streaming. I just streamed. Really. Because obviously I was just so heavy into the montage scene and all that before like the really downfall of montage scene. But that was my main focus then. I didn't really focus that much from streaming. Like I just streamed because I enjoyed it. But then after a while I really pushed that like personality thing. Cause I just thought, like, you know what I mean? I was just like, what happens like if I do really well as a good player? What's gonna happen when someone else is better than me? You know, I'm just gonna go downhill. You know, if I want to engage an audience, how am I going to engage an audience? Well, I need to have conversations with them. If I get something insane, my chat is just going to go, nice, well done, GG. If I have a conversation with them, they're going to keep talking backwards and forwards to me, just like how we're doing now. You know, how are we going to do a conversation if I'm just sitting here playing and you're talking to me and I'm going, But you know what I mean? It's just like that. That's the thing. So you know what I mean? Like, you
Exactly.
need to have a conversation with them. And I feel like trying to be a good player, it's nothing wrong with it, but you are going to expect the downfall sooner or later because it's so difficult to keep that rise.
Damn, it was so funny that I forgot my question. You actually brought it to a good point. Let's say like if you're streaming, you obviously should go. Let's just point it out. Like, what are the do's and don'ts? You obviously should take care of your chat and get a conversation running. What else can you do? What question could you ask yourself to improve your stream? I think
Ooh,
questions are more powerful than answers right now. You know, what questions could content creator ask themselves to figure out how they can get the best out of their stream?
God, I didn't think that really. Oh God, yeah, she put me like a little bit of a pickle on that one.
Take your time. I can sing along the way.
I don't know really. It's just I really don't know. Really, like how to like what you could do better. Really, it's just I think it's just kind of learn from mistakes because everyone does mistakes. So kind of just learn from that, and then I think like how to become better as a person in general. and just think how you word stuff as well. With the internet and all that, you need to be really careful how you word stuff. Sometimes you might say something what is harmful for you and others. Someone else might take that in such a weird and different context way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I've been learning a lot lately. But I haven't done anything silly or stupid or anything like that. But like the things I like to like just make sure I word I think in a correct manner, because like the thing is like when you start growing, I think you need to be really careful what you say, because anyone can just twist anything. So being the entertainer, you're just talking, talking, talking. There might be something you talk about where you really didn't word that in the right way, and someone's gonna see that in a different manner, and then
Mm-hmm.
you get the hype train. I think so. I think how you really engage with your audience and think how you word stuff in the correct way.
That's interesting. Like, I isn't that a general problem that you word something and you mean it this way and people understand it the other way? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
like especially in social media, people are very sensitive what word you use
Mm-hmm.
and make up a different context.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Like there, like I don't know. I think I haven't even saw this tweet. Like the internet right now is very sensitive, and I think it's actually a good point. Um, yeah, I think maybe because in general we live in like hard times right now, where we in general are pretty
People are
sensitive.
angry. They're pissed.
People are angry, pissed, anxious, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yep. They
and
got so much frustration they can't take it out.
yes, yes. What do you think could we do as content creators to help our communities to get better, be less toxic?
We all need to work together. Simple as. I feel like, in my opinion, really, I feel like not enough battle creators work together. Really, I feel like they're in their own little bubble and they're doing their own thing, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
But really need to work together, because you need someone else's mindset to link together and really like work as a whole and all that. And I feel like there's so many Battlefield creators are so disconnected from one another, and they ain't really got time to stream with them. Like squadding ups and streamers is the biggest thing right now. Like I mean that's stream. That's what I'm saying. I always keep saying it. Streamers just squad up with streamers all the time. Like
Hmm.
because the thing is you can expand to extent so much, but people don't want to do it. But that's the saying. Like streamers need to merge and work together. So as a whole community, really, because you
How
can inspire other streamers. I mean, like
you
my
don't you don't
mindset.
you don't play very much with other streamers, right?
I know, yeah, because as I said, what I mean, like everyone's in their own little bubble half the time.
Uh-huh.
So people like to do their own thing, and there's nothing wrong with it. It really isn't. Like doing your own thing is a good thing as well, because you can really engage your audience.
Hmm.
But the thing is, this whole squad up stuff is one of the biggest things, what I mean, right now in streaming. Streamers need to be squadding up streamers. Not every single day, no, because it's not a good thing. But at least maybe once every week or twice every week or something, you need to squad up with at least a streamer,
Hmm.
because people love seeing that, because that's number one, it's great for growth. It's great for content as well.
Hmm.
And
Interaction. Hmm.
yeah, and the thing is, your personality can work so well with another audience. So my craziness and shouting and everything like that can work with someone else's audience, but someone else's sense of humor can work with my audience, and it'll just bash in together so well. And when you create content, you create streams, you're gonna see example someone streaming and they're streaming on their own, but then you see Billy and Timmy over here playing together, and
Hmm.
you're like, I want to see these two. What I mean, I
Hmm.
want to watch these two and all that. And what I mean, sometimes as well, you squad up with another streamer, you might find that bond so well that it actually really works. Where you both go like, we got to keep doing what we're doing, because the things, we're gonna blow up together.
I feel like, I mean, there are the big content creators that actually do squad up, but they only live in their own bubble and only squad up with other big guys. Do you
Yeah.
think do you think this is an issue? Do you think big streamers actually should try to support small streamers and squad up with small streamers to support them?
It all depends, really. Obviously, with these big streamers, they've been doing it for so long. They understand the ins and outs and everything like that. So you have to be in the game for a minute to really understand it, because the thing is, if you get a small streamer, if he slips up, that could really hurt you.
Okay.
You know,
So
so
it's
the
more
thing
about
is,
protection.
yeah, it's more like, you know, keeping your audience safe, keeping yourself safe, and keeping your brand safe, because someone could do a slippy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, obviously, you know, without going in depth, there is a Battlefield streamer who done a big slippy. Obviously he's still in there, you know, he's still doing the things now, he's still getting a couple of 100 viewers and stuff, but you know what I mean, there's no one wants to do anything because he done a big slip, you see, because he was smaller at the time. So if a big creator was squadding with that person and he done that big oopsie, that will hurt them as well. So they like to do the big top people because they understand the game so much. So example, I've been around doing this for a minute, as I keep saying 20 odd times now. So, you know, when Firestorm came out, I was with the big boys. You know, I was with like J-Rob, Max, Max X, sorry, you know, Bronco Machine, you know, I was with all the big guys, you know, I was the small little Timmy. You know what I mean? But it's because I've been around for ages. I understand the game. I understand how it all works. I
Yeah, you're a
understand how.
beast. You know what to do, and you're very professional. And they know
Yeah, and
you.
that's what I'm saying. You know, what I mean? It's not about how good you are at a game. It's more about how you personalize yourself. You know, push yourself out there. You know, and that's what like branched it so much more, because with like Max and like Brunk and all that, like, you know, them two are super serious people. Really, like they're really like into like, you know, becoming the best people. And same as like people at J Rob. So for me, dipping into that, having the entertaining side, that's what kind of just worked out when Firestorm came out, because Firestorm like done great for all four of us. It was doing phenomenal. That, like, even to this day, Firestorm, when it launched and everything, that was my top ratings from streams, everything. And unfortunately, I haven't seen the numbers yet, but I would love to see them again. And that's why I say about squadding up. So for me, coming in with the entertaining side, you know, that's what gave the giggles. Like I had 3 people super serious about getting a win. I'm going around with Liberator. So,
Yeah.
you know what I
I
mean?
actually think I saw that one. I saw one of the scenes actually. I
Yeah, like I
remember
got like a
that.
back-to-back
Crazy.
win with a Liberator, winning kill.
Yeah. Yeah, that was some crazy gameplay there.
But
I still think if they would have focused on getting more Firestorm, you know, they getting it out for free and everything. But don't let us get back to that. We didn't want to talk about that today.
no Battlefield here.
No Battlefield here. Back to content creation. I lost my questions. Where they at? There they at. Let's talk about thumbnails. Why are you so great at making thumbnails? What's so good about that? And what tools are you using to make them? What's your secret there?
Funny enough, I use I use Photoshop, but weirdly enough, I would actually tell people to do thumbnails very simple. I would tell people just open up Sony Vegas or Paint or whatever you got or something, and make it so simple. Now, like you take away 5 years ago, the most insane thumbnails, more in depth, crazy style, crazy text, insane background, and all that. Then it was catching people's eyes. But now you can add your face into it, going, oh my god, you know, and adding like red text and a white background, and that's a better thumbnail than you spent in like an hour on it, because it's more eye catching. And like for my thumbnails, I like to keep mine short and sweet. For Battlefield, it's a bit more tricky to kind of do them typical, taking my backgrounds and adding a white background. But like you want to keep it something what is sharp. So like my stream ones, I have like this cut on it, and it's like it's pink. But then I also have like a pink box, like an
You
overlay
have your
box on my
colors.
thumbnails.
You choose your colors.
Yeah. So like, you know, obviously you got to work on your branding as well. So my branding's pink. So, you know, I've got to do the pink brands. But then also as well, if you add that like that pink box onto it, then people know that is your content. So people who are really dedicated and want to watch your videos, they're going to click on it. You know.
Okay, obviously title is important. Are you researching title to get like a higher click rate, actually, like putting in the right text to, you know, find the right topic to get a higher click rate, like what's going
you kind of look at like what the top topics is, so you can so we usually, what I do is I search on YouTube. I do multiple like type of like ideas and type of tags, or sorry, type of titles. for a video. So if I have a video and I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to think something. So obviously the high topic right now for Battlefield is Battlefield 6. So you need to think, how can I put Battlefield 6 into this title without pushing people away and thinking it's a complete lie? So you know what I mean? So I talked about like Battlefield 6 leaks and all that. And, you know, because obviously there's creators out there who are just making false stuff right now. And so many other creators have done the same thing, just kind of calling out and just saying like, don't believe these leaks until they're real. So I've done the same. So obviously, you know, I put like Battlefield 6 leaks, you know what I mean? And then kind of like put a couple of dots and then
Give me a second, Craig. Joke. Is it possible technically that I just sent you like 3 screenshots or something or examples from his spontaneously. Can you show that on screen, Craig? Like 1, 2, 3. So the guys got like a hand. Why they are so different? I think I choose. That would be amazing because I think seeing it is actually different than talking about it, especially when it comes to visual stuff.
damn, that's
German.
a minute thumbnail there.
Yeah, it took a while. There we go. This is one of them. So
Look how beautiful I look.
beautiful, right? It took me a while actually to see that this is you. So how do you like how do you do the pictures of yourself? You're just doing it properly with OBS and taking a screenshot, or with your camera, or
I actually do it with my phone. I
with
do it
your
with my phone.
phone?
Yeah,
All
because
right.
my phone gets the better like skin tone of me without like really photoshopping the skin. Because that's the thing, like every time before I stream or anything like that, I got like mess about my camera settings to get that type of skin tone. So like, you know, with my thumbnails, as people can see there, you know what I mean, like obviously I have the pink box so people can really see it's me.
Yeah.
And then you work on like your branding, so you see like my 2,000 subscriber one, how much more like pink it is. But then I also noticed as well, like with the screenshot of myself, you know what I mean, like with the text, it's kind of taken away like my body. So I wanted to add a bit of more light into my face. But then I realized that wasn't really giving a shine to my face. People wasn't really seeing the image of my face. So that's why I tweaked the background a little bit and added like more of a white stripe to it. So then when people see that, they're going to take a second or first look and actually see the image of me before they look at the text. But the first thing you will see in a thumbnail like that is the 2000. That's the first thing you see. And then, you know what I mean? You just got to do stuff what's eye-catching.
No, it's great. It's great. I really love your thumbnails. I think they're like graphical wise, they're very balanced. They're very eye-catchy. They have your colors, they have your brand, they're you. And I love that you're playing around so much. Like you're not holding yourself back. Like many, you know, okay, this is a bad example, and probably many girls hate me for that. But many times, the most of the pictures I see online when somebody wants to post their stuff is doing this face. I don't know if I did it right, but I just can't see it no more, you know? And that's what I love so much about you. Like you're playing around with yourself, you know? You just, you know, you're funny. You just do whatever you like. And you know, and you don't care about what people think, obviously. And,
no.
And I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. It's you, you know? It's really good. But hi Deuce, by the way. Welcome. Welcome to the stream.
It's a very difficult thing to try to be confident about yourself. There's loads of people out there who stream now without face cam because they're just not confident about it.
But the funny thing is, the more you do it, the better it gets.
The easier it is. Yeah, the easier it is.
You do it the first time, you know, and you think like, oh, can I really post that? Like I did it now like 3 times, I think, that I posted like a selfie of me like looking stupid or whatever, or you know.
Well, I've been doing like webcam streaming since like 6 years now. You know, it was only like the first year I didn't have like a webcam or anything, but yeah, as soon as I could really afford one and I actually had like a laptop at the time, it could handle it, I just done it with webcam.
How is your mindset different from other content creators? What do you think?
I think too hard. That's probably what it is. I think too hard, and then it gets into a different like mindset, if that makes sense. So, you know, I look at one thing and then I go, how can I do that? And then I go, and then I get lost pretty much.
That's interesting. You take it like in a negative way, and I actually wanted to point out the positive of you being a content creator.
Well, like that's what I'm saying though, but like when I say I get lost though, it's not like a bad thing because like I'm not getting like lost, like
Okay.
because I like to get lost because when I get lost and all that, I'm thinking all sorts. And then when I'm thinking all sorts, that's what's putting me away from everyone else.
Hmm.
So it's not like it's a bad thing. That makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely. Um, wh- what is what do you see most of the time? And I'm only talking about Battlefield content creation because it's easier to talk about because it's a very small community.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think most of the content creators do wrong when they are not growing? Oh God, I need to see it.
Well,
Don't do
right
it. Okay.
um, I think right now a lot of people are not growing because obviously how Battlefield is.
Mhm.
But the thing is, that you just got to think like what you can do and all that to grow more. I think a lot of it is just personality more than anything. Like I, you know, there is a high chart, like a high percent of people out there who do Battlefield, and like they're just boring. They really are. Like I ain't gonna sugarcoat it or anything. You watch some people and it's just like this ain't it. You know what I mean? I just sit there and I'm just like, I'm drifting off, buddy. Like, you know what I mean? Like you need to keep me watching, you know,
Mhm.
and that's also it's nothing wrong because like as a creator, you want to learn from other streamers what they're
Mhm.
doing wrong. So you make sure you're not doing that. But then also as well, you want to watch other streamers and see what they're doing right and see what you can improve on. So
Mhm.
when I watch people and they're doing something wrong and they're getting boring or something like that, and I'm just like, buddy, you need to do something, mate. Like I'm about to click off right now. You know, like that's the saying. You haven't even told me to like the stream. You haven't even hyped up the likes or something. Like, guys, we're almost at 20 likes or something. Like, you haven't hyped it up. You know what I mean? You haven't
Mhm.
pushed it or anything like that. You haven't made it funny. Like, you know, I've been in here like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? And you know, I haven't even liked the stream because you haven't even pushed me into liking the stream. Like, yeah, I could click the button if I really want to, but I didn't think about that when I was clicking your stream. So push me to like that stream. You know what I mean? Why am I watching you? You know what I mean? Keep me watching. Like, come on, like say something. You know?
Mhm.
And they're sat there going like, oh, this kid, laying down on the ground. And there's nothing wrong with raging, but like, you know what I mean? Like, talk to your audience. You know what I mean? Actually engage with them a bit. You know, not be like, "Hey, Billy, how you doing, buddy? Good morning." You know what I mean? And then carry on playing. You know what I mean? Like talk to them. You know, see how their day is or something, and discuss that day with them. You know, keep them talking. And if you have a conversation with Billy and Timmy over there and all that, and then everyone else in the chat, then you're gonna realize that Billy's been in the chat for like 4 hours, and then like there's time stuff. I'm like, wow, I've been streaming for 5 hours already. That went quick. And then Timmy and Billy over here is just like, oh my god, so you know what I mean? Like I've been in here for 4 hours, you
Mhm.
know, and they're just like, what the hell? Like, you know, how have I been there for 4 hours? Like I lost track of time because I'm engaging with you. That's why, you
Mhm.
know. And that's the thing. Like so many times, like you know, my people in my chat are just like, wow, I didn't even realize the time because they're just lost. Because like not like
Mhm.
lost, but you know what I mean, like they're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
such into the stream. So they didn't even realize it's just like watching a film, they're just so into it. But like other people, they're just not doing that and they're clicking off in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you know,
Mhm.
and they just came in, didn't even leave a like, probably said hello, and that was it, they're gone. You know,
Right.
if you
Yeah.
can't keep that person there after hello, then you are clearly doing something wrong, and you need to
Mhm.
work on that.
Mhm.
And like especially as
What
well,
else can
like
you do? What else can you do?
what else can you do? You
Let's
know,
say I'm starting streaming, and the usual issue is they start streaming, they have 0 viewers. Then one gets in, two gets in. They don't put any message in their streams, you know. And people, you know, who do you talk to? Do you talk to this person who's just, you know, there?
um, well, no, if there's people in there and they're not like saying anything or anything like that, then you do like a discussion, to yourself pretty much to push that audience to say something. So you know what I mean? Like, you know, you could be like, guys, what gun am I going to use for this game? Or something like that. So then that's people already going to be like, oh, you know, I've been here for like 5 minutes. I haven't even said hello, but he's just said what gun. I'm gonna put my favorite gun, the Kar 98. So then, you know, you got him putting, or she, you know what I mean, is putting that weapon in, and it's like, yeah, Timmy, you know, I mean, that's great. I don't know why I'm using Timmy and Billy, but it's a perfect example. But, you know, and that's the thing. And it's just like, yeah, that's actually a great gun. And then you get everyone else coming in and all that. And you're like, okay, we've got 3 weapons here. You know what I mean? We've got like the STG, Stormgewehr, and the Kar 88. What's the gun we're going to really use? You know what I mean? You know, put in the chat 1 for the STG and put in like 2 for Stormgewehr and 3 for the Kar 88. Then you got people spamming numbers, you know? So then you just got them pushed in there talking about what weapon to use. And they also as well, you got them spamming because they want you to use their weapon. So you just got them really engaged, you know? And then after that, you got other people who probably selected the same weapon as them. And then they're talking to each other in the chat and having a conversation about the weapon.
Good
So
point.
you just engage with that audience, but then also you just engage Timmy and Billy, who have never met each other, and just talking.
I like Timmy
You
and
know?
Billy. You know.
Yeah, I love them too.
I know.
But yeah, that's to say, you have to work on engagement. You really do.
Yeah, you do.
And that's the thing. Like, you know, I always keep saying to myself, like, I feel so confident if I do get a very, very high growth. I feel like I know what I need to do because I've just been I've been studying it so long, like ridiculous so long, and I feel so confident what I'm gonna do. Like, you know, not like a bragging stage or anything, you know, but of course, you know, even I say to myself every day, I need to improve. I still need to improve. There's so many things I need to improve on every single day, you know, and that's always going to be a thing. You're not perfect. You have to improve on,
Name
you
me
know,
3. Name me 3 things which pops
what
into your mind
what I need
for
to
you
improve
personally.
on. Probably, oh God, no, you just got me on here now.
I know. I'm hard, I know.
Probably just like making sure my streams are spiced up first off, and I have been working on that. So making sure my streams are new every time. So I do controller cam. But also you need to step up the game why controller cam's different for you compared to everyone else. So, you know, sometimes with streaming, you got to do the hustle. You know, you can't afford the most expensive equipment in the world, but you got to do the hustle. How are you going to nail it? Have a camera. You know what I mean? I don't care how you done that camera. You can sellotape it onto your desk or something. Go and get yourself a green t-shirt. That's what I did. I used a green t-shirt. I had a light. I did. And back in the day, I actually used my phone as a light. And then use your phone as a light, you know, and then boom, you just chroma keyed basically everything on you know your crotch leg area pretty much, and all they can see is just your controller, you know. So you just made a real life controller cam without them staring at your crotch for the whole entire time, because all they're going to see is your hands and the controller, and that's it. So that's the thing. So you can do something so classic, but thinking how I can step up the game for that, you know. So
Yeah.
it is, you know, stuff like that. Oh God, probably just thinking. I'm just trying to think now. You know what I mean? Like every time I'm just like, I know what I need to think of, and then when you try and say it out loud, you just don't have it, you know?
Yeah, I know. See.
Obviously, you know, I want to squad up more people. I really, really want to squad up more streamers. And I think, you know, I don't care what size you are or something, you know what I mean? As long as you can, if you can entertain my stream and all that, I want you with me. You know, that's what I'm saying. If I go and squad up another streamer and you're not helping my stream out, that makes sense. That might sound, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I was talking about words and I think you need to word stuff better. That kind of sound like I was using people, but it's not. But you know what I mean? So
Yes.
wording for me is also another one. Making sure I word everything better. But
Oh
also as
yeah,
well,
I feel you.
well,
I feel so much about that, especially because I have this language issue. So, you know, sometimes I just use the wrong words or out of context.
yeah,
So it's so difficult. Absolutely.
yeah. But like that's the thing. Like, you know, you want to make sure like you find a creator, like a streamer who you can work and stream with, and making sure that you two can have a good bond and it works out, because that's the thing. Like what I'm doing on my end, I feel quite comfortable. You know what I mean? Like if I'm entertaining your stream, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm entertaining mine, I'm entertaining yours, but are you entertaining my stream? Because if you're not entertaining my stream, how's both our chats going to merge into together?
Yes.
It's not going to work. You know what I mean? All it's doing is just merging everything to me. You know what I mean? So it's just like, no, like it's not working out. You know, the content's not
Synergy.
working out. And obviously you can't force people to like do it in your way or whatever like that. They have to learn that themselves. So I can't be like going to this guy and going, hey, or girl, and say, you need to improve on talking more or something. You know how rude that sounds? So, you know, you're not going to say anything like that. You know, you just unfortunately just not going to really squad up with them because you know that squadding up's not going to work. But, you know, finding the right person to squad up with and I think and have that great bond is you need that. So I think for me right now is really finding that someone who's a Battlefield streamer out there who's gonna bounce with me really, really well. And I think people like SMK is having the mindset as me because like me and him been talking all that, and obviously we're squatting up on like next Friday and stuff. So you know what I
Looking
mean.
forward to that.
But the thing is as well, it's just like, you know, we need to see how this is going to work because SMK is more of the quiet type of dude and I'm more
Yes,
of the
right?
screaming. Yeah, but I'm more of the screaming type of guy. So we need to see if that's going to work. You know, I love SMK. You know, he's a great dude, you know, a great player, but I need to see if our streams are going to work together.
But you know what? Maybe it's exactly what's good because maybe he needs a person actually, you know, to be a little bit more loud and push him,
exactly.
you know, and maybe you need someone who's actually not that loud so you can, you know, have your way besides another person. I can see that totally working with you too. Definitely will watch that. Neon Catalyst used to be yes. I still hope Cat will be back with Battlefield 6, and you guys could do something together.
Yeah. Me and Catalyst worked great. Yeah, we had like this. We had like this banter. I feel like what me and him nailed the most was more of like arguing
Horizon.
one another.
Oh, sorry.
No,
hey
Horizon,
how you doing? Great to see you, man.
My little Fall Guys dude.
Guys, by the way, we are probably about to get to an end. So here's your last chance. If you have like any question left, you know, for Neon, just shoot. And my last question to you, maybe last question, we will see. Did I miss any question? This is my last question. What can you like about YouTube content creation whatsoever? Tips, pro tips, don't do tips.
I would say title, thumbnails, make sure they are top topics. So if you're a Battlefield creator, make sure it's more focused on Battlefield 6. If the content is Battlefield 6, if you clickbait, like clickbait is clickbait, but there's two different types of clickbait. You know, you can do clickbait where it's some sort of about the video, but then also you can clickbait where it's nothing at all about the video. Don't do that side, do the other side. Make sure your tags are worded the right way and everything. So I'll give you one now, a little tip for you. If you're doing something about Battlefield 6, make sure Battlefield 6 trailer is in that tag. Because when Battlefield 6 comes out, and the first thing that's going to be launched and talked about is that trailer. That's the main thing. Everyone's going to go on about it. So when they put in Battlefield 6 trailer, there's a high chance your video is going to be up on there.
That's a good tip.
So that's just one right there. You know, I learned a lot of this from actually Daz, Saw Daz or Ascend Daz, whatever you want to call him. You know, he's one of the community managers from Saw now. So, you know what I mean? I learned a lot from tagging and everything like that from him. So I appreciate all that from him. But, you know, stuff like that, you know, thumbnails, don't go extreme. Make sure it's simple and sweet. You know, that text, make sure it's bright. You know what I mean? Make sure they can actually really see what's in the background and everything like that. Make sure you're working your branding when it comes to coloring. You know, content, you know, making your video, make sure it's like very short and sweet. You know, first is me and Brian can kind of bump heads on this. He says the first 5 seconds, I said the first 10 seconds. First 10 seconds needs to be the most entertaining part of the video. If it's not, they're going to lose interest. And yeah, they will lose interest after 10 seconds. Trust me. Sometimes people can click on a video and like it and they're gone.
Yeah.
So first 10 seconds needs to be the most impact, most important part of that video. Then you go to your intro. Nothing longer than 30 seconds of an intro. Explain why they need to watch it. Push what is going to be in that video. Make it so extreme and being like, you know, this is insane or blah, blah, blah. So they really want to see that. Make sure it's not the next footage though. You want to have something just up there, but not right there. So they're going to still watch that, but then also watch your next one. And as we were talking about at the start of the stream, make sure your transitions, your audio is smooth and it has that flow. So they're going to kind of forget how everything merged. So by the time they realize, they're like, oh, this video's already ended, they're lost. Oh Christ, I don't even know what else to talk about really.
Well, promotion,
stories.
stories.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Stories right now. Algorithm. Obviously, no one's an expert at algorithm. Of course they're not. You know what I mean? But I would say stories right now is one of the most ridiculous things right now. Algorithm is pushing out so extreme because I feel like YouTube is really trying to take some sort of TikTok route. So if you are a content creator, if you want to push that limit a bit more, make another channel, do stories or something like that. Keep them short and sweet. You can. Just like how you post something on Twitter, like a short, like 20-second clip or something. Stories right now are really, really big. You know what I mean? And the algorithm on YouTube is really, really well. So if you're not a creator or anything like that, but you like making them short, sweet clips, that's good for you. Reason why I don't do it is because YouTube's adding a feature soon called clips, just like how Twitch clips is. And they're going to do that where people can kind of hopefully post footage onto like their channel, or they can send like links to it. So basically it's short clips without me even making them, because my audience is going to do that for me. That makes sense. So if they see, just like how Twitch is, if there's something funny happens in this stream now, you lot are going to clip it. So I don't need to even clip that for myself. You guys done it for me. So that's the saying, as a streamer, you don't need to worry too much about that. But if you're a creator, you want to make some sort of channel about that, because the algorithm's so high for it right now.
That's amazing. That's
Mhm.
amazing. I think that's really helpful.
Yeah, I would say as well, you know, like the meme of 10-minute videos or 8-minute videos right now. Just take a look at people like these big vloggers, right? Look what videos they're doing right now. You guys all watch David Dobrik, right? You know exactly how long he makes his videos, like 5 minutes long, 4 minutes long. Don't be greedy. Don't chase after multiple ad revenue. It's not good. You know, it might work sometimes in the algorithm, so there's nothing wrong with it. But people really do like the short, sweet videos. Funny enough, now usually before they didn't, but now they do. They like short, sweet videos, and that's what you should do. Nothing really longer than like 6 minutes half of the time. But there's nothing wrong doing anything over 8 minutes also. So, you know, make sure it's a good balance from it all. So yeah, there we go.
That's interesting. Let me think. Trends, niche, consistency, metadata, click rate. How about your mindset? How important is that?
Oh, your mindset's the most important thing. Of course it is. If you get like demotivated or anything like that, it's tough to get out to that zone. You know, I've had it multiple times. Just make sure you don't push yourself. Don't get stressed out. You know what I mean? If you make a video or something and you have to delete it and redo it, don't be pissed off about it. It might be a pain in the ass. You got to do it again. But at least the second time around, you know, you're going to do it better.
Also,
So,
like if you don't get the views, it can be very frustrating.
well, yeah, but like the thing is, it didn't get the views. Just look at why it didn't get the views. Sometimes you can make a video and it won't get the views now, but down the line, it might boom. You know what I mean? Like, it's not every time a video you upload is going to blow up straight away. I've had like 2 to 3 videos what blown up on my channel, and they've been up for like a year or even 2 years, you know? So, you know what I mean? That it can happen. But if a video doesn't do well, just look why it didn't do well. Sometimes it might not even be about the video. It might just have been your thumbnail was, or your tags, or even your description. You know, how well did you word your description? You know, you got to think about it. When you put a link into Discord or Twitter of your video, you know, they're going to see the title in, they're going to see that thumbnail, that small little thumbnail. They're going to see the title of that video, but then also can see a little small section. And that small section is going to have a little bit of your tag, description. So you need to see how you're going to word that description right. So
I have like I just saw I have like 3 quick question, yes, no questions, I hope, and then we're good to go. But I want to ask them.
Right.
Do you recommend to join MCN?
Hmm?
Okay. Like, does it make sense basically to use AdSense, like pay for ads and stuff like that for YouTube content creators?
Well, pay for ads.
Mm-hmm.
Like the creator paying for the ads.
No. Like, add your content on YouTube. Like, you can actually pay YouTube so it gets higher on ranked on the research on the site.
Um,
Uh,
yeah, if you had the money or something, but no,
you've
it's
never
not that.
tried it. Mm-hmm. No, it's
No, no,
okay.
no, no.
No, it's okay. Well, that's also the answer, you know. What editing software do you use?
Sony Vegas,
All right.
simple.
Um, should I niche down to one topic or diversify?
And diversify.
How important is networking for you?
Networking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it all
Should be.
depends, really.
Mm-hmm. How important is mental health for you?
Oh, that's the most important thing right now,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be afraid to share your stories because you're
Mm-hmm.
not the only one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, I think this is one important thing. Like, we had the question before, and maybe we can end this with that. How can content creators help the community in gamers more? And you said like streamers should squad up. I think this would only scratch the surface, but maybe to go deep in sharing your story about why are you not in a good state right now, or whatever is on your mind, because this is where people can connect to you and they don't feel so much alone anymore. And I think this loneliness right now, especially with COVID going on, everyone is at home,
Mm.
is really a big part of being frustrated, feeling helpless, of feeling alone, you know, of feeling emotionally sucked out. And I think, why are we watching streamers? Why are we watching the content? We watch them because we want to be entertained. We don't want to feel alone, you know. And I think if they give us a feeling like, hey, you know what, you know, dude, I mean, I'm going with the same stuff as you do, you know. But maybe you even have a solution for that. Maybe you can even give some advice, like, you know what, meditation helped me. Go out for a walk, like, you know, drag yourself out for a walk every day, whatever it is.
Some people think that, like you watch a streamer, you think they're not going through the same thing as you because they're smiling, they're happy, you know,
Mhm.
and
Hey,
I
fine.
mean, like you don't understand. We're all going through the same boat, I mean,
Mhm.
there's nothing different. It doesn't matter, I mean, whatever it is, I mean, we're all going through the same boat. It's the fact is, I mean, like there's people like that, like out there, like myself and all that, who I mean, don't let it get to you. I mean,
Mhm.
because you want to stay strong, but you also want to stay strong for others because of the things you got people who are going to watch you who are probably older than you, or you got
Mhm.
people who are younger than you. So you want to make sure you're there for them, but then also as well, I'm not the only one. It could be counter streamers or it can be viewers in your chat, and then viewers can be like, "Hey, you're not in your alone, buddy. I'm here for you." You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it's just like you'll work together and help them people who are going through tough times to keep them going day by day, and see if
Mhm.
how you can make it easier for them. Some people, they're used to working every single day, so when they're sat at home they have no clue what to do. What I mean? So to try to help them, see what you can do. What I mean? Maybe think, hey, maybe you could try to work on like some sort of project to improve the house or something, you know
Mhm.
just anything. Maybe look for
Yeah.
a hobby or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Find something else beside whatever you're doing.
Well,
Like, I
some people
think.
they work every day, so
Mhm.
when they stop working, they're just like, what do I do?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Find
I
find
was,
some
I
balance
was,
in your life.
yeah. Well, I that's saying that what I just explained there is why I felt about 2 months ago when I was permanently in a band. I sat there and I was just like, what do I do? I'm not streaming. I have no content edit. What am I doing? And I kind of realized as well that it was just like it shows how much I spent off my time doing all this. So I really need to realize, me, I need to do something. I can't just sit here and mope about all this. I mean? Like I need to keep the faith and being like, I'm gonna be back on the game, I'm gonna be back streaming soon. And and keep that faith going, keep that mindset, don't let it put you down, and here we are, I'm still doing it now. So, and also as well, like if something like that happened, like you lost a job or you couldn't stream or something for a couple of weeks or months, do something else, think of something else, like it's, like maybe even like learning like a new skill, so that's the thing, like if
Oh
you can't
yeah.
stream because you have like no internet or something, think about, you know, how I can improve in editing, or,
Mm-hmm.
learn the new styles of it, learn a
Mm-hmm.
bit more about Photoshopping, do stuff like that. Like I learned a lot about Photoshopping because there was times where I had no internet. So, just learn about that.
And
There's different
that's also
things.
interesting because I heard that before. Like, let's say you're studying chemistry, right? You want to be a pro, you want to be the best chemist in the world. Stupid example. But
Mm-hmm.
the point was that what you should do is also like learn completely different things, like learn Spanish along the way, learn to play guitar, whatever it is, because at the end, what makes your mind doesn't work like this, like you just put information one straight in and then it grows. Your mind is like that. The more different aspects you put into your mind, the better you get actually at the one thing you want to do. It sounds a little bit weird, but there was a scientific study about it actually, and this fits very much what you're saying right now. So and I also think like if you look at the growth of your brain when you start learning as a kid, yeah, from the age to 0, yeah, right, to
Mm.
I think it was 24, because I think your hippocampus is growing till you're like 24 or something, and then it's actually built out. So, and your learning curve goes like this. And then it goes slowly down. And I think it goes also slowly down because what's our usual way? We go to school, we go study, we go learn a job, and then we work on this job and we just do every day whatever we do. And we stop learning. And it's not about that we can't learn anymore or we can't learn as fast anymore. It's just not in our culture, this just learn for fun or learn, you know, just learn because it's a good thing to do for your brain, to keep your brain active, to keep your mind active, your mental health active.
Mm.
And that's very interesting. I think it's very important. I don't do it as much as I want to as well. Like I have my list of things I want to learn actually, like I want to learn how to play the guitar. I want to learn actually Espanol. Yeah, and I always find a reason like, yeah, why I don't do it now, but I think consistency also there is probably the key. Start small.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very great. I think this is a great end actually, guys. I think there was one question I missed. I think let me go up. I think Bloody had a question at the very end and I totally missed that because I was bubbling my stuff out. Bloody, did I miss your question? Seemingly fishing. I don't know. Well, anyways, does anyone have a question? Now is your time to shoot. Otherwise, we will share the love with another streamer. And we call it a night. Well, thank you. Anyways, thank you very much, Neon, by the way, for
It's
being
all
here with
good.
us tonight. I
Thank you for
hope
having me.
you were amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's
I
all right.
asked if we would see Neon play vehicles. Well, there's your question. Will you ever play vehicles?
Who put that?
Bloody.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no.
no. I don't know. I can't like to have my feet on the ground more than anything. Yeah, I'll use vehicles here and there, like a tank or something, but you won't see me in the air. I prefer to just be running gunning.
Likewise.
That's my play style.
I get bored pretty much in vehicles, to be honest.
Yeah, I do as well.
It's my thing.
It's satisfying to take them out, but not driving or
Mm.
flying them.
Yeah, right. Hey guys, thank you so much here in the chat. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for staying for like 2 hours now with us. Amazing. Thank you for all the questions, for your support. So much appreciated. You guys keep us going here. Special thanks again to my man Joe in the backhand who keeps the stream going here. Thank you, man, for being here like every time. Um, and I think Mrs. Neon, you have to make a sandwich now. Have fun.
Oh yeah, she ate my Subway. A criminal. Can't believe she ate my Subway.
All right, guys. We see us next week with three, well, including me, four amazing ladies. Um, we will see Gabbytron, an EA game changer. We will see Scribble Ninja, and we will see Lady Kavaros from Greece, and we will talk about toxicity against lady gamers. If you have some questions, think about it this week. Bring them to us. I will try to talk about this topic a lot this week on Twitter. I would love to see some interaction with you guys because I really think it's a topic we need to talk about it. We need to address it. And it will not be solved in one podcast, but maybe we can do something along the way. The more we talk about it, the better, I think. So much love to you guys. You want to say something to the Oh, don't forget, please, to follow Neon on YouTube. How could I
Yeah, what
forget
you
that?
lot doing? Come on, chop chop.
Chop 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 chop. You want to go?
Unbelievable.
Yes, I'm sorry. I posted your link. I posted your link a few times. I'm
That's
so
right.
sorry.
No, I appreciate everyone tuning along.
All
I
right,
think it's probably late for most people, isn't it? European time and all
I
that.
guess so. Joe, can you
Yeah.
post the link one more time in the chat, please? Thank you very much. You're amazing.
Probably most people are going to get ready to go to bed. Ugh, Monday tomorrow.
Absolutely. I will bring my migraine head yet now to bed for sure. Guys, I wish you a beautiful week. We see each other next week. Stay strong, stay healthy. Much love. And we will give the love now to single player, the single sniper. Please share some not existent GWC emotes over there. Just some love. Say where you're coming from. Love you guys.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.
Take care.